Hello everyone, hello. This year is dedicated Lili Nishmas, Rachalei Abbas, Reb Chaim Tzvi. We're coming towards the end of Klal Beis, and in Klal Beis the Chofetz Chaim is discussing the general idea of Apei Tlasa in front of three people. And he's discussing specifically, the Gemara seems to say there's a heter of Apei Tlasa, and the Chofetz Chaim explains when it applies, when it doesn't apply, and he dispels this broad misconception that Apei Tlasa is this very broad heter. It's not. Apei Tlasa does not come up too often in a heter, in our halach l'maisa everyday lives, and that's one of the purposes of Klal Beis. Then we have Sif Yud Beis here towards the end, and you have to learn the whole Seif till the end to understand why is this here, what's it doing here. It's a very important Seif, very l'maisa, very, very l'maisa, and we'll discuss very l'maisa. But why is it here? And at the end, when you get to the end of the Seif with the footnotes, you understand what it's doing here. So let's begin Sif Yud Beis, and this is an addendum to the Chofetz Chaim's discussion of Apei Tlasa. Od Ra'isi Lichtov Davar Echad Beferush. The Chofetz Chaim writes, I want to discuss something explicitly. Mipnei Ra'isi, because I've seen Shehar Be'anashim Murgalim Bezeh. Many people commonly do the following thing, which is a mistake. V'hu Kishadoresh Echad Beis HaMedrash. Somebody gives a shir, gives a drasha in the Beis Medrash. Aser al pi hadin, it's aser lehalig, to ridicule the person, mimenu. V'lomar she'ein bidrashosav mamish, v'she'ein ma lishmoa. It's also to ridicule the person and say, oh, his drashas, they're no good. There's nothing to hear in his drashas. We discussed when a gadol, when a rav wants to lament the situation, oy vey, so they say, in our great sins, oy vey, the following thing happens. Many people are wanton in this, they do it all the time. And they think that this ridicule isn't, and this mocking isn't dasar at all. And this is outright lashon hara to do this. Because by saying something like this, Matsui shagorem hezek lechaver b'mamono, you can cause the person to lose his parnasa. V'kam upon tsar v'yush gamkein, it also caused him to be embarrassed. Why? Kilu yihi shudvar emes. Even if it's true what you're saying, halo lashon hara aser afila emes. Lashon hara is aser even if it's true. Kimat hoelas mechavein hamalig umisrotzeitz achar zeh. What benefit is there that this guy has, the mocker, the ridiculer? What benefit is there in this ridicule? Oh. Now this idea of losing parnasa, the Chofetz Chaim is discussing a magid. In Europe, in the Chofetz Chaim's day, it was common, a person would go from town to town, and he would give inspirational speeches, drashas, a magid, and he was given a little parnasa through that. So this Magid comes to town, gives a drasha, and afterwards you say, oh, it's terrible, he says good things, and you make fun of you ridicule and make fun. So the chances are higher he won't be asked to give more drashas in the town, to make a little more money, or in another town, if you spread his reputation and you ridicule and mock the person. So that's asr, because you're causing him a loss of parnasa, it's embarrassing. Oh. Now it's just interesting, before we go on, the Sfarim points out, the Nesivos Chaim points out, it's a little bit unclear why the Chofetz Chaim focuses and hones in on the loss of Parnasa. Even if there were no loss of Parnasa, it's still lesser, it's Lashon Hara. That's what the Nesivos Chaim writes. He says, L'chora is a Lashon Hara Gemura. This is pure Lashon Hara. You're making fun of someone and his drushes are no good. You're degrading, you're disgracing someone. That's awesome. So it's a little unclear why the Chofetz Chaim emphasizes the issue of losing parnasa. Apparently he's just showing how bad it is, that it's lashon hara and it's also causing damage as well. But the Nesivos Chaim says, and he says, he's not sure why the Chofetz Chaim makes this emphasis, but okay, so it's aser, it's lashon hara, and all the more so, it can cause this person to maybe lose a parnasa in the future. Okay. Now, so what should you do? Let's say you heard this drasha, and you think it wasn't very good, and he made some, and so it's also to ridicule the person. So what should you do? So the Chofetz Chaim tells you, Ki bal nefeshu, if you're a spiritually strong person, bal nefesh means like you control your nefesh. You control, you do the right thing. It's a phrase, it's an idiomatic phrase that means you're spiritually strong. Bal nefesh. Adarabba, just the opposite. You should talk to the person privately, and say to the person, you may be talking a different way.